All right, hello everybody. Today I'm going to do something different. I am a psychologist in my day job, but I want to teach this song. I was inspired by uh, one of my friends was experiencing something in her life and got to stay at my house with all her kids. I won't say how many. She had a lot of kids, and we just put cots and sleeping bags and futons. It was great, but she had a 14-year-old and her daughter taught me how to play bar chords. And I have been taking lessons for 5 years and I was too intimidated, but not well, but anyway, I was intimidated. And I haven't practiced them lately, but she was showing me, and there's one, and was like, just do it. You know what I mean? And so out of that, I had the inspiration. I taught myself this song the other day, and I wanted to make a teaching video for guitar. And I know it will probably mess up the algorithms on my, or throw off the algorithms, not mess up, because I don't look at it that way, on my YouTube channel, because, they don't understand when I'm doing teaching videos as a psychologist or integrating songs. There's not a category yet. But this is a song that will bring you a lot of peace. And it's attributed to Saint Francis. So he was around from the 1100s. And I didn't know much about him. He keeps showing up. He's like the one that people have the statue of in the gardens. All the animals come to him. He's very strong. He had a vow of poverty and gave up everything so that he could go in and out of the feudal system, go visit people and not be beholden to anyone, because no one would want to take anything from him. All he had was the brown cloak that he wore, and that's the order of Saint Francis. After that happened, it was like a revolution, but we won't get into all of that. So this is attributed to him. And so I looked it up, and it was saying the prayer actually was around 1912. But I looked up some writings of Saint Francis himself. He wrote in a letter, it says, in a letter to all Christians, which is, well, I won't go into that, but when you look at it mystically, it's to all people. If you read John 1:9, and a song is for everybody, right? And he was like a traveling minstrel. So a troubadour. It was like a troubadour. Troubadours would go about singing songs of love in different places, but this is like a love for God. But people didn't know about that. They couldn't understand that mystically. But I won't go into all of that, right? I do have a teaching video on this, and I think on the picture, on the thumbnail, it's like a picture of me holding this because I wrote it out. I'll read the prayer first, because Evelyn Underhill had it in the beginning of her prayer journal. That's a picture of it in this book, Evelyn Underhill's prayers. She was a mystic Anglican. Anyway, but so it goes, Lord, make me an instrument of thy healing peace. Where there is hate, that we may bring love. Where there is offense, that we may bring pardon. Where there is discord, that we may bring union. Where there is error, that we may bring truth. Where there is doubt, that we may bring faith. Where there is despair, that we may bring hope. Where there is darkness, that we may bring light. Where there is sadness, that we may bring joy. O Master, make me not to seek so much to be consoled, go into your own egotism, as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, that one receives. It is in self-forgetfulness that one finds. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned. It is in dying that one awakes to eternal life. So it's attributed to Saint Francis. All right, so I'm going to sing the song first for us, and then I want to teach it in a way like the 14-year-old girl inspired me, just so that anybody who's never even picked up a guitar before, you could take one and you could play this song because it's worth playing for other people. It brings a lot of peace. It's like a meditation, whatever religion you are. This is talking about perpetuating peace within your soul, self, and for other people. And so this is my time that I set aside to practice my guitar. So I thought I'd just put the camera on and, you know, I would teach this song for us so that you can learn it. I'm trying to get the guitar in the frame here. All right. So now who wrote the tune for this, so I give them credit, is a group called Trinity Vineyard. All right. And so this is theirs. So, you know, wherever we have to pay or give attribute where it came from, do that. All right. And though Saint Francis was born of Assisi, you know, in Italy in 1182, he did write in this letter, "Let us love God, let us adore him with a pure heart and a pure mind." He seeks this above all things when he says, the true adorers shall adore God the Father in spirit and in truth, right? And so it's about this love. And if you think of the Father as the one that created all of us, the creator, it's above father and mother. It's both combined and more than that, you know? And so it's, and he also wrote, "Oh, how blessed and happy are they who love God and who act as our Lord God commands in the gospel. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, and thy neighbor as thyself." And so, oh, he did write a letter here. Letter 2 is to all those who dwell in the world. Brother Francis, their servant, reverently wishes true peace from heaven and sincere charity, which is agape, the divine love, in the Lord. And so I looked it up, and these are the brief things that I wrote on this one page. I'll show you this one page in a second, because he taught about brotherhood. He called, you know, the sun his sister, his sister the moon, his sister the sun, right? And all animals were like that, and trees and fire and earth and air and water. They were all like, he just treated everyone with a brotherhood, a sisterhood, like this dignity of life, of love, that all people are meant to have peace. And so, so this song, like, it ought to be attributed to him. I don't know where it came from, but it is very much in the same vein as how he was. So I'll teach you how to play it right after this, right? Make me an instrument of peace. Where there is hate, let me sow love. Where there is hurt, let me bring your healing. Make me an instrument of peace. Where there is fear, let faith arise. Where there is dark, let me be your light. Make of me your hands and feet. I want to be to the people around me what you want to be to the people around me. It's in the loving we find love. It's in the giving we receive. It's in the dying we are found. of me, your hands and feet. I want to be to the people around me what you want to be to the people around me. All right, so I just remembered in the middle of that, today is my friend's birthday, and he's passed away, he's gone. He died a couple of years ago. But one of the last things he gave us was this quote from Saint Teresa of Avila that was like, you know, Christ has no hands here but ours, no mouth here but ours, no feet here but ours. We are the hands and the feet and the, you know, and I'm not saying any of this stuff to be over religious, you know, it's just to understand that God is divine love, and divine love wants to still operate on this earth. And if you yield yourself to divine love, then you can just be this instrument. You can be like a guitar, and you let God play you. You know, you let divine love play you so that you are peace to other people. And you do that by doing the inner work as well, and by not just reacting to people with your triggers and rejecting people and looking down on people without understanding why you're judging them. You know, we ought not to judge anybody. We can have discernment, and it doesn't mean we have to have you know, close relationship with destructive people, but always Saint Francis was about treating people with real dignity and respect and love. But I don't want to moralize or anything like that. I want us to just, so I just felt that I was like, oh, it's his birthday today, and how beautiful that we're singing this song. One of the last words that I heard from him, he sent this group of us this picture of that quote of Saint Teresa of Avila. I have it over there, but it's in a pile, so I just don't want to delay teaching this right now. So look, so here is G. All right, now I have the capo here just because that song's really low and I wanted to bring it up a little bit, right? And so I'll show you the notes and I'll show you what I put on it. Oh. All right, so this is just when I looked it up online, okay? And so here's the Saint Francis stuff on the side, but don't be intimidated by any of this. All I'm doing here is I put 2 downstrokes. We're just doing 2, 2, 2, 2 on all of these until we get to the chorus, and then there's 4, right? And then I'll show you, because it's just downstrokes to make it really easy. And instead of it, there's just 3 notes in this. So we just have to learn the 3 notes and then just play them over and over and over again. So it's really easy. And so, you know, there are people that have our mind. Oh, look, I have a note to remind myself up there. It says, my confidence is in God, divine love. Every time I go into this present moment, I'm trusting that God will be there. Divine love will be there with me. And so a lot of us will think, oh, I can't do that. I could never play the guitar, or, you know, I don't have anything to give to the world. That's a lie. That's the past. That's your programming from your childhood or from this world that you've taken in. And so, you know, I go and sing. They didn't want me to at first, I tell you, but I won't go into that. Just because, you know, I so undervalued my own self that I was like embarrassed to offer my services. But it's like I go and sing to the 7-year-olds and 6-year-olds. They love it now. And it's just like, look, you can learn one song and you could come every week and play it for some junior hires in a church somewhere, you know, or for some 6-year-olds or whatever, that any age, or go to a nursing home and just play this song to the elderly people. They want to see your face. They'll experience the love of God through your being an instrument. You're letting your voice be an instrument. Even if you can't sing well, have someone else sing it while you play it on the guitar. If you really don't think you can sing, but I didn't know how to sing. I'm just learning now still. All right. And so This song is like a metaphor for our lives, right? So I'll show you the 3 notes. So this is a G. So a G is just, someone taught me, Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. But you don't always have to think of it like that. But so those are the notes on the guitar, right? And a G is just, you're putting your finger, your middle finger here. This is a sort of a cheater G. There's a G looks like this, I think, the full G, but we're just doing the 3-finger G. So I was taught this. So your middle finger is up top on the 1st string here. Your 2nd finger is here on the second string in the 2nd fret. If we didn't have this capo, act like this is over here. Here, I'll show you for a second so you understand. The capo is just acting as the beginning of the guitar. So act like this is the beginning of the guitar when I put that capo on, but I don't want it to confuse you. So a normal G just goes like this. It starts on the 2nd fret. 1 finger's up here and the other finger's down here, and just practice that until your fingers get used to it. I hope my guitar is in tune. All right. This is a G. Oh, and I was friends with Elliott Smith. He's passed away as well. It's getting to the anniversary of his death soon. But anyway, he taught me, he's like, G is the God chord, Cheryl, you know. And I didn't even know how to play guitar at that time. My other guitar I bought right around that same time. I was hoping he would teach me, but, you know, anyway, he passed on. So, okay. So just imagine that this is just the neck of the guitar. This is the beginning right here, so that I can take it, sing it on a higher note, all right? One of the kids asked me that, so I had to explain it like that. All right, the little kids. Okay, so, and the second one is supposed to be an E minor 7, which I think is this, but we're just gonna do E minors to make it more simple, because it turned out anyway. So E minor is really easy. It's these 2 fingers on the 2nd and the 3rd string from the top. That's an E minor, okay? So this is like my favorite chord because it's so easy. I can hold both of those down and be really patient with yourself, right? And then the other one is a C. My name is Cheryl, or there's Christ, right? We're being Christ in us, just the light. He says, Jesus said, you are the light of the world, right? He said that. And he said, I am the light of the world. And John 1:9 says, he is the light that lights every person that came onto this earth. So this light is in all of us, whether we know it or not. So anyway, so here's the C chord. If G is God, C can be Christ, right? And so it's just the first, it would be the 1st fret over here if you didn't have the capo. And so it's the 2nd string from the bottom, and then the 3rd string from the top, and the 2nd to the top string. So it just looks like this, sort of like, you know, if you're doing that snail thing. We used to do that in like 3rd grade, where you do like that and you put all your fingers on top of each other. It's sort of like that. So just 88, it's the A, the D string, goodbye, and the B string. I think that's how it goes. I don't know all that stuff very well, but it just looks like this. Hopefully you can see my fingers, okay? So it's 2nd from the bottom, 3rd from the top, 2nd. Now some of you may already know all of these chords really well, so that's fine. We're just doing this for everybody. 2nd from the top, and it sounds like that. And I think you do this jump. Someone can correct in the comments on this one part. And I'm not inviting a lot of criticism, because anyway, I'm just still learning. I didn't get to like shred at the guitar like 5 hours a day. I got 3 hours a week at the most, usually. So I think you might play it from the C string down. And then the E, I play all of them. And G, you play from the top string down. Let me think what I do with C. It's just muscle memory now. Yeah. No, you don't have to worry about it, but you can practice. Anyway, okay, so, and I'm just making this really simple. I was making it really simple for myself. It's like, just play two strokes down on the verse. All right, so it goes, watch, I'll do 2, 2, 2. It goes G, E minor, C, and then back to G, okay? And then it stays on G one more time. So it goes, I'll play this a little bit. Make me an instrument of peace. Where there is hate, let me sow love. Where there is hurt, let me bring your healing. All right, so you can play this slower, rewind this, start it all over, play it slower, play how I did it at the beginning really slow. It might sound weird though, my voice, make me, but whatever it takes to learn this song so you can play it well. So we're just doing G, G, E minor, C, C, G, 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 E minor, C, G, 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 E minor, C, C, G, G. And then they have the E minor, C, C. All right, so let me do it one more time for you, and then we'll go into the verse 2. This is verse 1. Play it with me, right? 1, 2. Make me an instrument of peace. Where there is hate, let me sow love. Where there is hurt, let me bring your healing. And I actually made a mnemonic. My guitar teacher, this is like many hundreds and hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, until I got this lesson from my guitar teacher. Not that he was withholding from me. He's this amazing musician from Manchester, right? But we do it over Skype. So anyway, but he doesn't live there now. And so I just came up with, to try to remember, he said you can come up with mnemonics to remember what chords go with which song. So it's like, anyway, it goes, the first part is G, E minor, C, G. So I put God's Emmanuel, Christ is God. That's how I could remember it. God's Emmanuel, Christ is God. God's Emmanuel, Christ is God. That's G, E minor, C, G. God's Emmanuel, Christ is God. Just so I could remember a sentence that goes with this, but I forget that sentence anyway. So come up with one, that you can remember, Gumdrops emanate from the clouds. Gum, just something sometimes funny, so that you can go, oh, that's the Gumdrop song, or whatever. God, I don't think God minds, right? And so, and it goes G, E minor, C, G. G, E minor, C, G. I don't know if emanate starts with an EM. It might be IM. Emanate. I think it's EM. And then G, E minor, C, G is that whole thing. And then there's an extra E minor, C at the end. Looks like that, right? Verse 1. Now we're going to go to verse 2. All right. Okay, so verse 2, I put, it's the same. It's all the exact same. So I'll just play it. It's still God's Emmanuel, Christ God, or gumballs emanate from the clouds. Gum. Okay, so I'll play it. And it's the same thing. So this is a really simple song. This is why I was like, I didn't know why when I was playing it. It was like, you ought to teach this. I was like, okay. I never taught a guitar song before, how to play it on your guitar. And so whatever, always, 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 right? If your intuition, your inner knowing, or the Holy Spirit inspires you to do something that's out of your comfort zone, look at how it's just like, don't, oh look, gumdrops from the clouds, right? Don't worry about, don't think about yourself, like, right? It's in dying that we are found. Someone asked me the other day, I won't say who because I don't want to identify her, but someone asked me, what is it? That's a depressing part. Why does it say dying? And it was actually a part that brought a lot of freedom to her life after I explained it, because I said, you know, it's in dying to, like, let's say this part of you that says, I can't. No, you die to that part every day. Die to the I can'ts and say, I can, I will, I choose, I'm giving this. Who knows how, if this impacts one person, or if this 1 million people will end up hearing this song because 10 people watched this online and they taught it to other people and they taught it to other people, and kids got it and they're like, I remember when I was 7 and I heard this song and all this chaos was going on in my home, but I heard this song somewhere and it brought me peace, right? I know that there are a lot of people that want real, deep, sincere love in their lives, right? And so it's like, you get to bring that. So die to I can't. It's dying to that immediate part of us that says, no, I don't want to feel uncomfortable. I don't want to look like an idiot. I don't want to cry on the camera, right? Or I don't want to feel those deep feelings, or I don't want to be an instrument. I want to just do what I want. I do what I want, you know? I won't say where that came from, right? But you know. Maybe you know. Anyway, that's just our nature as well, you know, our fallen nature, or just the collective consciousness is always to go on what I feel like. No, you tell yourself, like, you tell your body where to go, you know, and it will follow. It will follow. It's not just, oh, I don't feel like it, you know, I don't feel like getting up this morning. Well, I choose to get up because I get to experience love. I get to experience love. And as I keep getting up, even in the really dark days, I learn that eventually I learn how to come into this joy and this peace that passes all understanding, and this healing that heals the broken hearts. And then with the comfort I receive, I get to go and comfort others. And so it's dying to that immediate, no, I can't. No, I just want to run away from this. No, I want to reject that person. I want to just, you know, try to earn money and be working all day doing that. And I can't take time to be present or be in nature or be at peace, or, you know, pick up that trash that's laying on the ground, or, you know, there's a woman online that I really love. Her name is Latoya Okia, and she's really encouraged me a lot. And she said in one of her videos, she's like, God's not too proud to take you out of the trash can. She's like, he took me out of the trash can, you know? And so sometimes we feel like that from life, but it's not true. It's not true. It's just how life made us feel, right? And so it's just dying to that old message and going, wait, there's no sin that's too big that God can't wash that sin away, right? She's got a video called God's Washing Machine. I was really touched by that, but it's just like, she said, he's my peace and my peace. I won't go into that, but my peace, and, you know, he protects me. God protects you from people that are rejecting, because you don't have to keep going back to them, right? Let's just be instruments of peace. World peace, right? I was watching Groundhog Day last night, just like, to world peace, you know. Anyway, here's verse 2. Oh, right, and the dying, one more thing about the dying, we'll get to that, but it's in the dying that we are found. I call myself a lyrical psychologist, I'm a clinical psychologist, but because I find all these deep messages, like, it's just all the learning that I got can come through these lyrics. And so then the lyrics teach us how to order our mind according to divine love, and like let go of all, let the trash, the actual trash that we've been carrying around, the lies, burn away. But it's in dying, like, to the immediate, like, oh, I just want to have a drink right now, or I want to go do this or whatever. I don't want to, you know, I want to make this G, this, but, you know, so all ages can learn this. But it's like, I want to go do this instead of being courageous and facing what's in front of me. Like, I want to just call that kid a name because they hurt my feelings. That could be it too. And instead of putting someone else down, you die to that inclination in the moment. And you're like, I'm going to restrain from doing that and be present and learn what was that bringing up in me? Why do I want to reject that person so bad? You know, maybe they're bringing up something vulnerable in me, or something that I'm sad about that I don't want to look at. So I just want to push them away, or there's some old fear that they provoked, or when they made fun of me, it just reminded me of my whole childhood of feeling made fun of, right? And so it's, you die. Jesus says, pick up your cross every day and die to these old things. You die to the shame, you die to the cowardice, you die to all the things that you want to be dead anyway. You know, it might feel like, oh, that feels like a dying because I really want to go have ice cream right now, instead of, you know, save that money just on Wednesdays or something, or Fridays, you know, to give to someone that's less off than me, right? And just skip ice cream one day in the week. It's like, no, it's a kind of dying. That's what fasting helps you, you know, in some respects, like fasting from the internet, you know, for a day or something, to learn to go back to quiet again, and how to be inspired and have creative ideas, right? Instead of just going to the phone to constantly console you. People forget to go straight up to the divine creator, right? And go, hey, I want this peace. I don't want this immediate piece of what I think I can find by scrolling on my phone or likes or something like that. I want to know that real peace that lasts, that no one can take away, that no thief can take away. Anyway, I have a whole teaching on this. Look up, if you look up, I think you can look up hashtag Saint Francis or just Francis and Dr. Cheryl Meyer. It'll come up, right? Because I made sure to put it in the title so we could find it. Here's verse 2. Make me an instrument of peace. Where there is fear, let faith arise. Where there is dark, let me be your light. Now that's just the same. G, G, E minor, C, C, G, 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 E minor, C, C, G, 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 E minor, C, C, G, G. And then there's this extra E minor, C, C. Okay, so it's just gumdrops, emanating, clouds, gumdrops, emanating from the clouds, gumdrops, or gum. Gumdrops, emanating from the clouds, gum, emanating clouds. The last E minor C, just find a way to remember that. But the first part, right, just so we can, I wrote it down. It goes, make me an instrument of peace, right? So first there's peace. Where there's hate, let me sow love. So it goes peace, hate turns to love. Where there's hurt, let me bring your healing. So it goes peace is first, right? Where there's hate, let me sow love. Where there's hurt, let me bring your healing. And then the next verse 2 is make me an instrument of peace again. Peace starts it up, right? Where there's fear, let faith arise. Rose is like rise, open your soul eyes. So I love a rose and a rise. It's like you're rising up from the dead. You're resurrecting every time you arise. You arise with your faith. You arise in courage. You arise in your ability as you practice guitar, as you get better, as you learn how to sing these songs. You arise more. Hold your shoulders back. Hold your head up. all right? You're not meant to ever be down like that, right? And so just learning how, I learned that from a Jordan Peterson book the other day, but he was talking about crabs, and when they get beat, you know, they studied these old crabs, like, I don't know, or lobsters, you know, they walk around like this. And just learning how to do this helped me like learn more about positive thinking, and not just positive thinking. It's like your spine is aligned so that love can flow just like your blood's flowing more. And so it's like the sun shines on your heart, right? Keep your heart open, and you'll just be amazed how it can change. But anyway, so where there's fear, let faith arise. Where there's dark, let me be your light. Wherever there's dark, let me be your light. That's what we're talking about. Like letting the sun, Christ is the sun, shine on you, right? Shine. All right, so here's the chorus. And I hope Trinity Vineyard is okay with me teaching this. I encourage you to buy theirs or whatever it takes for them to get the credit, or, you know, anyway. So here's the chorus. So this, now we change to 4 instead of 2 down lick, remember? 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay? We go into chorus, right? And so it goes, and then you're playing C 4 times, but you sort of enter in, you kind of got to, it's like when people are jump roping, I look at it like that. They used to hold the jump ropes like this, and you got to run in and jump, and it's scary sometimes at first, but just jump in there, right? And you'll learn, right? I learned this song, right? So it goes, make of me, watch, we'll do 4. Your hands and feet. C, 2, 3. I want to be to the people around me what you want to be to the people around me. And then I added 2 G's at the end of it. It just, I didn't know how to transition if not, but so it goes 4 C's, then G, then C, then E minor. So what did I say on this? C, God, C, Emmanuel. Now that was, you want to come up with something different than the other words. So it's not gum anymore, but I use the letter C, like chocolate giving chocolate. What's something that's EM? Chocolate giving chocolate. It could just be E. Chocolate elephants, right? But you'll have to remember it's E minor, not an E. This is an E, but don't get confused. E just looks like E minor. It's just you're holding these 2 instead of this. Anyway, so if you can come up with something, come up with something for yourself, right? So it just goes, you're going C, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, E minor, 2, 3, 4, then back to C, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, E minor, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 G's. I just added the 2 G's, so if that doesn't work in your song, then just don't have it. But I'm going to play it again so you see, okay? So watch the chord changes, right? And go really slow at first so you don't get overwhelmed if you're just learning guitar, right? This could be your first song you're learning. The G might be a little hard, but once you get your fingers, get used to it, it's a little for your pinky to be there, but even just do this for now. Look, watch, listen to the difference. So here's E minor, right? It's like this. This is the G without this. It almost sounds the same. So you can practice a G like that. you can't get your bottom finger down, but practice a few times with it down. Don't be chicken on this. Die to the not courageous part of yourself. Be willing to feel like an idiot every day, every morning, every day. Like, how do you think I made over 900 YouTube videos, right? It's not from my own, like, I felt like LaToya, like God got me out of the trash, right? That's just how I felt from childhood. And so, like, it's just getting outside of yourself and knowing that what you have to give in this world, what God put in each of you, is way more than any of your feelings in the moment, right? Just get over that. Not get over it, ignore it, just see it and go, God, I have all these insecurities. Help me go past that to give something back to this world. Make me an instrument of peace. Whatever that means. If you know how to tie shoes, and some people don't know how to tie shoes, if you know how to blow bubbles with your gum, right? It doesn't have to be a video. Just be present with the people around you. Look, look at what I have. Right when I say that, look what happens. It says, be present, in presence, stay present, right? You're just being present with love. As you learn this song, it will, trust that it will change you. Pray for all the people that watch this video, that they'll know this peace that Christ talked about that passes understanding, and that you'll know it. And then you just are walking around that you're an instrument, because you're letting God clean out the darkness, and then more light shines through you to other people. That's all. That's all. You're an instrument of light. It's so pretty. I have a crown up there, like just a plastic one, right? You know, paper one from some party. Just reminds me to stay. Yeah, I'll grab it. Right? I don't want to. Hold on. Just so you know, I'm not making this up, because when you get in this frequency, right, then you see stuff like that. You see that thing about presence, right? Right? Stay in your queenly self, right? In your king self. It says in Revelation that we are called to be kings and priests, queens and priestesses. Like, it's there. God is beyond gender, so you're called to something. God is above that. God encompasses all of that, right? So it's great. And a priest goes to God and brings people to God. That's what prayer is. You're being a priest when you pray for someone. Like, please help them in this difficulty, in this disease they're facing or whatever. You're bringing this person to Christ, to God. That's you acting as a priest. And when you're loving other people, you're bringing divine love through you to other people. You're acting as a priest in that. So we are all called to be kings and priests. And a king and a queen, you know, when you act in your royalty, that's when you're holding your shoulders back, because that's the way God created you. You're created in the image and likeness of God. And God is our high king. Read all the Narnia books of C.S. Lewis, and you'll see what it's like. Once a king or queen of Narnia, always a king or queen of Narnia. And so know yourself as that. Know yourself as that. I didn't mean for this to be teaching video, teaching all this stuff, but it's just coming through me. So I hope it's serving you in the middle of learning this song. All right, so let's go back to the chorus. Make of me, see your hands and feet. I want to be to the people around me what you want to be to the people around me. I want to be, just be in your beingness, right? To the people around me. All these souls, there's souls and bodies. You are a soul in your body, right? So you just be, you're just being. You already are this. Jesus said, you are the light of the world. Then believe him. You are the light of the world. I think God just helps us. Christ is meant to be like that bridge that brings us back, so that light can shine through us even more. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. I'm not going to go into all of the mystery of that. It's not super complicated, but it is a mystery, so I don't reduce it to something small. Look, 4, 4, 4, 4. Right? That's how long we're in this video. So let's get into the bridge, okay? So now the chorus is a little, I mean, I don't want you to be intimidated by it. Challenge yourself without judgment, right? Look, I have all these to remind me. So challenge yourself without judging yourself. Challenge yourself to go to the edge of this. Because believe me, I've had guitar lessons and, you know, I just cried. I cried. He's on Skype or it was a Skype before or whatever we're on, facing each other in the video. And I just started crying because I felt like such an idiot. It brings up all these feelings of insecurity because, you know, it's just like if you started playing on a pool table or something with other people and you'd never played before, you could feel like an idiot. But don't internalize that. You're not an idiot. You're just learning something. No one's, so like, you're not going to make fun of a kid to be like, oh, you don't know how to walk yet. You know, it's like they're learning how to go from crawling to walking. So be patient with yourself on this, right? Now, so it was a little bit tricky for me on the chorus to try to figure that out because it's like, make two of the C's left on the of me to your hands and feet. I want to be. See, it's easier when you switch chords right on the beginning where it's like B and you know where, but it's kind of like you're doing two C's. And then you're like, I want to, and there's two more C's. So that was a little tricky for me. So just go really slow like I just did and see where the words go. And you can look up their song too. Okay, here's the bridge. We're almost done, right? It's really simple. Here's the bridge and then the chorus again. And we already did the chorus. So the bridge is just like the verse 1. It's back to gumdrops. G to E to E minor, yeah. C to G. Gumdrops emanating from the clouds. Gum, right? Or God's Emmanuel. Christ is God. All right. I'm not trying to offend anybody of any other religion. I invite you. I made a song from something that Rumi wrote, the Sufi poet Rumi. I wrote a song. Oh, I have him right there. That's so funny. I think I can show it. Yeah, so that I have this on my wall, right? To remind me, right? It's very similar to what Saint Francis is saying. And Rumi, I think, was in the 400s. I can't remember when Rumi was, right? But he just says, 7 advices of Rumi. It's in generosity and helping others be like a river. Just like, you know, like St. Francis is all about nature. In compassion and grace, be like the sun shining, right? In concealing others' faults, be like night, right? Don't be telling the faults of others. That's gossip. I mean, there's nuances to that. It's like if you need help, you know, you're not going to just hide things. I'm not saying hide things where you need to address something. In anger and fury, be like the dead. You know, don't react, right? But work through it. But in modesty and humility, be like earth. In tolerance, be like the ocean, right? Be like a sea. Either exist as you are or be as you look. I think that's talking about not being fake, being truly sincere. I'm going to leave this here for now. But anyway, so I made up a song about that. So that's why I say I welcome everybody is made in the image and likeness of God. So we all deserve to ask divine love, ask God to make me an instrument. God will reveal that in your life, right? Who am I to say what, how? Okay, here's the bridge. Back to 2, right? We're going to. It's in the loving we find love. It's in the giving we receive. It's in the dying we are found. Right? Look, we already talked about that. When you die to your old self, then you find your real self. You die to that stupid idea that you're just trash, That's just an idea. That's an idea you believed in. You don't have to believe that anymore because it's not true. If someone told you your kid was trash, would you believe them? Then it's like, no, obviously. Why do you believe that about yourself? If someone said your best friend was trash, would you believe them? No. And so don't believe that about yourself. Don't believe the hype. All right? It's just a lie. And sometimes people teach that lie because they feel like that inside. They feel worthless. And so they just don't even know how worthless they feel, and they project it onto you, and they run away from you and leave you in the dust. And that's just their own feeling of worthlessness that they're not aware of, that they put out on you. No one is worthless, right? Okay, so it's here. It's in the, there's two G's. Loving, we find love. It's in the giving, we receive. G's G again. It's in the dying, we are found. And there's the extra E minor C. I don't know what you can do for the extra E minor C, right? And then we go back to the chorus. I'll just go back to the chorus for us, right? Whoops, it starts with a C. Chorus, you can remember chorus starts with a C for this one. Not all chorus, but this one. Make of me your hands and feet. I want to be to the people around me what you want to be to the people around me. And then I just end with a G. End with God, right? And so, like Elliot taught me, my friend Elliot Smith, the God chord. And I asked him, why is it the God chord? And he said something like, because a lot of hymns and stuff have a lot of G's, or they begin with a G, or I remember him going, the God chord. Oh, I miss him. Anyway, may light perpetual shine on him and on my friend whose birthday is today, who's passed on. And any of your relatives as well, right? Much love to all of them, or friends. Okay, so the last part was, so it's in the loving we find love is the bridge. It's in the giving we receive. It's in the dying we are found. So it goes, loving, love, giving we receive, dying we're found. You find your true self, right? Because you died to all the old messages that aren't true. They're not true. You're dying to that. You get in this, and you get this tension, though. You have this tension. You're dying. It does feel like a dying when you have this tension of like, I just want to yell at that person. And it's like, okay, restrain, hold on, die to that urge and understand what it's bringing up. If you need to set a boundary with this person, understand what is coming up. But you find this mature person of you develops over time, because you died to your immediate impulse of just, I want to go take this quick high, and you gave yourself. It's the word temperance. It's one of the fruit of the Spirit, to delay the immediate gratification for the greater good that's more remote, that's further away, Anyway, so and then make of me your hands and feet again. So I have at the very beginning, verse 1 is peace, then hate. Where there's hate, let me sow love. Hurt, let me bring your healing. When there's peace again, fear, faith. Where there's dark, let me be your light. So fear, faith, dark, light. And then hands and feet again, right? Make of me your hands and feet. I want to be the people around you, what you want to be. And then it goes, it's in the loving that we find love. It's in the giving that we receive. It's in the dying that we are found. And then it goes hands and feet again. And that's it. And so I know younger kids just can memorize things like that. I did a recital with a bunch of like 10-year-olds, and I'm like looking, I wrote the song and I still had to look at all the notes, and I didn't have it memorized, and they're like singing like some Whitney Houston song or so, I don't know, really complicated, and going all, and just memorize all of it, right? Very complicated lyrics, and they're, so it's worth memorizing. I just gave some tricks to how to memorize it. The last part, make of me, back to the fours, your hands and feet. I want to be to the people around me what you want to be to the people around me. All right, and once you get fancier, you can like figure out how to do, you know, picking. Okay, so that's it. If you have questions about this, ask me, and I plan to put a link in the description. I'll put a link to my teaching video on this prayer of Saint Francis, because why not? You know, if you want to go even deeper into this. And then if you want, I'll put a link to where I got these guitar chords so you know which one I found. And I have it as, and I recommend this too, as when my alarms go off in the morning, this is playing for me. This is this woman singing, and she's like, make me an instrument of peace. And so it goes in your subconscious, and it helps you go, wait a second, no matter what's going on in the chaos of our world, or of your day, or of your inner life or your outer life, whatever's going on, it brings you back, you know. Or you can play it on repeat, you know, before you go to sleep. Or you can record yourself and play that, you know. Then you don't have to buy stuff. You know, our world keeps saying you have to buy. It's like, no, this light is already in you. This peace is already in you. You're letting go of what's blocking you from knowing that peace and that light and being this love on this earth. You are this. You are this, right? I'm not teaching you something that you're not already, right? We're just taking the tune that Trinity Vineyard made to this old prayer, maybe from the 1100s, maybe from, you know, it was inspired by Plato in the 300s before Christ even came, you know. It's about truth and dignity and peace and walking in who you are and who you truly are. Kings and priests, queens and priestesses, right? It's in Revelations, the book of revealing. All right, that's funny. I saw this again. Look at how, what happens, like when you open yourself up to these beautiful ways of being, ways of consciousness. I have a scale of consciousness over there. Then your eye catches, and your heart is like a magnet, and it brings peace, more peace to your life because you're living it. All right, I wish you so much love. Thanks for being here. Share this with other people that want to learn this song, or that want to learn about the peace inside that passes all understanding. All right, be love and be loved, right? Much love. Thanks for being here.